Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are getting to some more Bleach anime, episode 262. We're gonna be going back to some Soul Society stuff after a little brief interlude with Orihime in the last episode. I'm assuming dealing with some more rogue Zanpakutō, Remnant. Toshiro's gonna probably have a headache given the preview that we got. I'm looking forward to it. In 3, 2, 1, go. We're getting to the end of this little side arc. Not that it like super matters because we're done like the main story, but just means I'm thinking about what the next show is gonna be. I think I know what it's gonna be that I'm gonna check out for the channel before I come back to do any more like Bleach filler stuff. Obviously there's some other shows that I've started that there are subsequent seasons for that I also need to loop back on, but in my defense, I am trying to post more anime stuff. And I'm doing pretty good on Patreon. Cause I've been trying to post closer to daily on Patreon. Please acknowledge my efforts. Which means I might be able to post some more stuff to the channel, so just giving little updates to anybody who's sitting here through the opener with me. I just, I'm reminded every time I do an anime reaction how much I just love anime. And it's the reason that I started my channel. Right? And like, I started my channel because I love watching anime and like talking about it. And I just feel like there's a bunch of more recent shows that I haven't been keeping up with, which means that I can't be part of the conversations as much. And I want to be. I used to be so aware of what was going on in the like anime like communities and stuff. I used to know what shows were going on and I was watching them, keeping up. Not so much anymore because I have a channel, so I'm like, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know anything that's going on in these shows, so. But I was thinking about it today, this morning, but like, what's the next show gonna be? And I think I know what it's gonna be. No spoilers. If you're on Patreon, you'll probably find out soon, but not the cloak going on. Is there a secret to our outfit, or is it just we want to stand out? Do up little kitty ears. There's some part of my brain that's like, I know that there's some symbolism with that particular flower, and my brain just can't think of it right now. Which is the shame, because I think at some point I was like, remember that, and then I didn't. Oh, we seem scared. Oof. I like that I'm assuming getting some shift in the perspective because we get that Dutch angle. Oh, not the blushing. What if I walked into a romance anime instead? Is that the genre bending we're doing for this one? I mean, he is designed like a Final Fantasy protagonist or something. I just feel like we're saying a lot of words here. They've got the soft lighting happening. Not the heart in the eyes. I love how there's just like a very fast internal monologue of this. I mean, he's not going to be stable, right? If he doesn't have a Soul Reaper. So we're going to run into some problems anyway. Not the chibi. Maternal instincts. My gosh, not the not the little like key sound in the opener or the episode like thumbnail thing. I don't know, you just left him. I mean, at the very least he was injured. About that. It's complicated. I don't know if we can... Yeah, this may not be the right setting to be like, I would like to have a conversation about the nuances of Remnants. I mean, you know it's bad, but he's already like... Wow. The way that he's immediately like goes to get her what she asked for. Yeah, clearly she's on it. I don't know. Matsumoto is like she presents like very ridiculous and kind of over the top, but she's very perceptive. She usually knows more about what's going on than she lets on. Are these the steam buns in question, or are we just helping out? It was like, we said that someone stole food, and I'm assuming it has something to do with this. Because he already had some, like, bandages and stuff, so I'm assuming we've helped him before this point. I don't know if I believe that statement. You seem to like to pick fights with people. I love the acknowledgement of like, it's a weak excuse, but... What is with the werewolf in this graphic? Yeah, this is not gonna... It's not gonna end well for you. I don't know how much I should care. Mm-hmm. I don't think that'll work out. The do not touch. This is not gonna end well. I'm like, I'm stuck between this is cute and oh no, this is not. He's not gonna be around. You're not gonna be around. Well, that seems like foreshadowing. The whole rampage thing. Like he's gonna be unstable at some point. that the creature we got from the waterways before? Not suspicious at all. I don't know. You had that whole glitch thing. Yeah, that's gonna be the problem. I mean, she might tease you about that, to be honest. Wow, ignored. That is quite a meal. Just because you can't imagine it doesn't mean it can't happen. What the apron? Mm-hmm. It's almost true. Ooh. She knows she's being talked about. See the glitch. I don't trust it. We're also only like halfway through our runtime. Not the multiple emotions. Seems like unnecessary violence. Not the music coming in too. She's like, what did you call me? Yeah, I was like, I don't trust this. One, that you wouldn't go on a rampage. And two, that there might not be something happening behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, what if he goes on a rampage and we don't know at first? Snake? That seems ominous. And they're not gonna get better, though. I think that's the problem. I mean, slightly, yes. It's like we can give him another Soul Reaper, right? And again, filler arc, so we're not gonna see you again after this, so... It is sad, though, like, that they just, like, lost their Soul Reaper. Like, they were killed. And now they have to, like, cease to exist as well, like, hunted down. No, I feel like no one screams like that because they're okay. Yeah. I mean, we did lash out violently. We don't hit people in general. No, you should definitely share some information. If I've learned anything from novels, it's that romantic relationships never go well when you do not communicate properly. It is only when they learn to communicate that we can see a future. Not that there's a future in this case anyway, but... That's a lie. Mm-hmm. She might not want to share, though. Good cut between the two of them. And they're not facing, like, the same way, but they're not necessarily, like, opposing. Until they do that. I do like they literally have a wall between them. Like a door. And one's in light and one is in dark because one's like keeping things and one isn't. From the other person in the conversation. This is not gonna end well. This is not something you can just rest through. The voice actor, though. Yeah. I mean, she knew something was up. And now he's gonna know that you lied and didn't talk to her about it. Like, he's gonna know that you didn't talk to her properly about what was going on. I mean, not really. Like, we can't give him a Soul Reaper. And he did mention that he's cowardly. Earlier on. Which we kind of took as, like, you know, him judging himself too harshly. But, like, when people panic, things go badly. Exhibit A. I mean, that might be the closest you can get to saving him. I feel like the flower imagery I was thinking of before, I'm like, it's red, which makes me think, like, blood, maybe, or something like that. Oh, well, that looks like it's not gonna go well. That's most definitely not, the vibes he had before. I think that she's still, like, defending her Zanpakutō, though. Despite them, like, butting heads here. Matsumoto's like, I'm still gonna protect you. But I think it's gonna be only one person. Yeah. Yeah, the voice actor is going crazy on this. Ending where it began. Look at they give me a whole like montage like I wasn't here for the whole episode and saw it. I just watched it. Yeah. It's like I said though, it is sad though, because like it's not like he had a choice in the matter of like what would happen to his Soul Reaper. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least we're still joking around. Probably to cover up the fact that there's a lot of other feelings going on, but I mean, yeah. Knew that was doomed. Not only because filler, and I'm like, neither of y'all are in any of the future episodes. I speak from the future. But also because, like I said, there's no way to like stabilize any of the Zanpakutō like after the Soul Reaper isn't there, right? So it's not like, you know, we can keep them from becoming remnants when their Soul Reapers just aren't around, right? So a doomed romance. But I mean, I think it showed a lot of like growth again with some of the like Zanpakutō characters. And I think those are kind of the easiest ones to do these kind of side stories about because you don't have to have any continuity, right? Because like they're not gonna be personified later. They're not gonna have personalities later, so you can kind of do whatever you want with them in a way that you can't with some of the like main cast of the story, right? And that gives you a bit more freedom, and also like you don't like you're not gonna mess up the main storyline. Preview, even though I technically don't need it. Oh dear. Are we going to deal with Byakuya's? Toshiro was only briefly in this episode, and he was still put out for every second of it. So he can stand out? Yeah. Oh, of course these two could be like nerding out. Yeah, I can tell. Oh, we didn't get to see it properly. Fun episode, like I said. No, like, deep thoughts on my part from it. Mostly because I was like, don't get emotionally attached to this, even though I do love a good romantic plot line. This one being doomed, I'm like, don't get invested. But I do think it brings up some of the issues, though, with the fact that these Zanpakutō are, like, personified in that they have personalities and they're not just hollows. That we deal with some of that with hollows as well when we get to Spada and stuff. But, like, in this case, it's not like a mindless opponent at the beginning, necessarily. They have these personalities, and like I was saying, it's not entirely fair on their part because they didn't choose to have their Soul Reapers die. They didn't decide to be brought into this conflict that was happening and abandoned, and like now they're personified in some way and they have like thoughts and feelings and are able to like interact with the world and stuff. So there is like a tragedy to that of there really wasn't going to be a better option for them, and can understand like being empathetic and saying right now though he's just a young guy who's been abandoned and is injured and frightened, and I can understand being like empathetic to that and wanting to see the best in who he was and hoping that there would be a better option when there really wasn't, right? Because like you can't make them more stable, you can't give them like another Soul Reaper because they're made from the hearts of their Soul Reaper, so it's not like you could just give someone else Zanpakutō, right? So it's more complicated than that, but it was a sweet little side story, and like I was saying, a lot easier to focus on some of these Zanpakutō characters because they don't have to fit into the story later on, so you have a little bit more free reign. There's not like a bunch of things that have already happened in the other like 200 episodes before this that you have to line up the continuity with, so they're the easiest ones to focus on and do these side stories because you don't have to make any of it make sense and line up later on because they're just gonna disappear. I am wondering what we're gonna do for the actual final episode of this arc before they go back into the canon, because we already did them like disappearing. Maybe we just don't talk about it. I don't know. They're good at breaking the fourth wall sometimes, where they're like, and the animators need to give us some more episodes, so we'll see what happens. But I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me anyway. You can click this playlist to go into my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post a Bleach reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.